Yes, guys, we are live. Hello, guys, welcome back to another episode with Ramsay, and here we are for the live watch along. Real Sociedad, can they get those upsets against Real Madrid? Oh my god! Because previous night in the Copa del Rey, that was some four goals which was happening in the first leg, but here it is the second semi-finals. It is Real Sociedad going against Los Blancos. But will that be the upset? Because it is at the Real Arena, I mean at the home of Sociedad. But along with that, we are also having that parallel watch of Liverpool and Newcastle. Arne Slot is on a suspension from Liverpool and he won't be seen on the sidelines. It is Johnny Heitinga, that man who will be assisting Liverpool. Oh my god, Arne Slot has got those big suspensions. He will not be on the sidelines to assist his players on the pitch. But Liverpool at Newcastle, I mean at Anfield against Newcastle, can they cause something big to happen? Because the previous time they met Newcastle and Liverpool, that was a 3-3 draw over there. But we will be not having the complete watch along. The main aspects will be watching that, but the things which we are going to display right now over here, it is just look at the Premier League table. Oh my god, Liverpool so high. I mean, they can't be caught either by Arsenal, who at the second spot, 53 points, and Nottingham Forest. But this lineup, I mean, of Liverpool, dang it. Can you believe this? Liverpool hasn't opted for the big likes on the lineup for Liverpool. Just have a watch of that. It is Luis Diaz, Jota, and Salah. Darwin Nunes is not being picked by Arne Slot time and again. You can't deny that. Arne Slot is not picking Nunes most of the times. It is Jota who is some sort of back from his injuries, is there on the lineups. Luis Diaz, Szoboszlai, and Mo Salah. There is also a poll section which has been pinned on the chat that who is going to win today. It is the Los Blancos, it is the Real Sociedad, or it is the Red Liverpools or the Newcastle, the two matches which we are having on the watch along. Apart from that, it is Juventus and Empoli as well in the Coppa Italia quarterfinals. It is Tottenham and Manchester City. 45 minutes are up, and Manchester City 1 goal up against the Hotspurs, as well as United and Ipswich Town. The game is going on. United has got those 2 goals against that of Ipswich in just 45 minutes. But Dorgu, that man, oh my god, Dorgu from Denmark, I mean Patrick Dorgu has got his first red card. I mean, this was his third game. Patrick Dorgu was playing for the Uniteds and he has got that red card, but United has got those 2 goals in just 45 minutes against Ipswich. The game is still ongoing, whereas Tottenham against Manchester City, Pep Guardiola's men were on the downfall this season after that loss to the Spurs to talk about. And that game, the Tottenham, the Hotspurs defeated by 4-0. It is in the Premier League, the previous fixture which they had, and as well as in the EFL in the month of October. That was the first defeat of Pep Guardiola at the hands of Hotspurs. That was 2-1, but it is still ongoing and Manchester City has got 1 goal lead. The score lines are there on panel. You can have the watch of that as well. Juventus and Empoli Coppa Italia quarterfinal, but the 2 matches which we will be having is that of Liverpool and Newcastle. The game has just begun, but look at this lineup from Liverpool, because the game between Real Sociedad and Real Madrid, still it is 15 minutes to go. We will have a brief discussion of Liverpool with their man management. Arne Slot on not available on the sidelines because of those suspensions. I mean, Liverpool not doing that good. what they were doing in the first half of the season, but they are at the top of the table. You can't deny the fact that they have got those leads. Neither in the table to talk about. It is not Arsenal, it is not Nottingham Forest, it is not Manchester City. But yes, in the Premier League, the game is also going between Nottingham Forest, and they are also on a draw level. But Arsenal 54 points, Liverpool 61, 65 points. I mean, that is 11 points lead. How can you make up in the Premier League? Because it is Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. They have been, I mean, so much down with those injuries. All of their attackers are down with injuries. No denying the fact Arsenal are not going to make those races. Nottingham Forest on 48 points, way far behind to go with the races with Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp has gifted that big team to Arne Slot to carry on, and Arne Slot is carrying that out, no denying it. But Liverpool, on the other hand, hasn't got those injuries as well. So that is about the Liverpool, the Reds. But Tessimicas on the left back, Robertson is also not that man on the left back from Liverpool. Much seen on this season, as well as he has got a red card. Van Dijk and Konate, the two centre backs, which Arne Slot is continuing time and again. Arnold on the right backs, Gravenberg, McAllister, Szoboszlai on the attacking midfield, Allison on the goalkeeping positions. Arne Slot is sticking to his first lineup most of the times, but it hasn't been seen the options of Quansha, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Indo, no sign of him. Ode Gakpo, he was making those, but there was some sort of injury news about him. He is not there. He will be seen. He is that man. And definitely nothing is those characters from Federico Chiesa as well as seen under Arne Slot at Anfield. Liverpool have to bring those players also, because this long season they haven't got those big injuries to be talking about. That is good. That is a good man management which they are doing. But if they get it, what is that going to happen? If Mo Salah is going to get those injuries, if Diaz, if Szoboszlai was on some sort of injuries in the first half of the season, but in the second half is doing good. Jota is the man which Arne Slot is sticking, apart from the likes of Gakpo. But Darwin Nunes also not given most of those, I mean, first starting lineup in the squad to be happening. So Liverpool are doing it, and it was the lineups for Liverpool. And in this game so far to talk about, it was at the Anfield, I mean the south of London, where everything is doing it good. And this manager, I mean, they have got the likes of Johnny Hittinga, because Arne Slot is on the suspensions. He is not available on the sidelines. Johnny Hittinga, the man who is getting those sidelines assist for Liverpool. But Liverpool, can they make it good? And Newcastle with this lineup is making that presence as well. So what are your predictions? The poll section is open on the chat. It has been pinned that whether it is the Los Blancos who are going to get those wins, it is the Real Sociedad who are going to get those wins in the Copa del Rey, or in the Premier League, this next match which we are having is that Liverpool are going to get those against Newcastle or not. Give your votes on the poll section which has been pinned on the chat. Apart from that, nothing much significant which is happening in the game between Liverpool and Newcastle. But the most aspiring thing which we'll be having is the likes of Copa del Rey matches, because over here, let me have a moment of this. I mean, Kylian Mbappe is not available today. That is big something which no one would want to have. I mean, in the fixtures, Kylian Mbappe today is not available. Will that be a good news? Because Los Blancos for today, if we have the likes of, I mean, the Copa del Rey matches, is that definitely going to yield something to this? Because in the Copa del Rey matches, Sociedad, I mean, the last fixtures where they had faced the likes of Los Blancos, I mean, it was a win for Real Madrid 2-0. In the past fixture, I mean, 3 games. But in the year 2023, see Real Sociedad got those 2 goals lead against the Los Blancos. That was the last one which happened. And apart from that, nothing much significant Real Sociedad has been looking doing this season. But will that add more to it in this? Because it is the likes of Roger Blancos who has got those sufferings. I mean, 4-4 against Barcelona. Barcelona, who were looking at so good in the first half of the season, couldn't just make it good. So over here, if we look at the lineups of the Los Blancos, I mean, the unavailability of the players, will that be the factor? Because it is Gula who is starting from the right wings. Rodrigo not being picked in the starting lineup. Bellingham is on the attacking mid pitch. Bellingham has to be a bit worried about those cards which he is getting. Hendrik is the man who is starting today. Hendrik is the man. Kylian Mbappe not available. He has got some minor injury reports that is not much concerned, and he has been given those rest by Ancelotti. So, not in the starting lineup. Kylian Mbappe fought today. Vinicius, as usual, on the left wings. Camavinga, Chouameni, and Rudiger on the centre backs. That is a big one. But Asensio, that man from the Castilas, he has been picked on the right backs. Real Madrid in the starting lineups. What is Ancelotti trying to do with Asensio? Asensio is that new Sergio Ramos in the squad. He will be staying on the right backs, or it will be the likes of Ceballos dropping down or something. Let's see what is happening in the game. But it is the likes of Garcia again on the left backs. I mean, Real Madrid has discovered 2 players. It is Asensio, it is Garcia. And both of them have been from the Castilas and they are looking good. But it is Chouameni and Rudiger as well as Camavinga staying on those deep defensive midfields. It will be the likes of young players, Hendrik and Gula. Hendrik has been seen complaining. I mean, not that much, but he has been something in his mind that he is not getting those big play times. That will be the worry which Hendrik might be having. And to talk more about that, will Hendrik contribute to that? Because in this, he has got those first starting lineup on the matches. But this referee, just look at him. He is going to cause those big upsets. Nothing to deny about this referee. It is the likes of Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez. I mean, he has been favorable to Barcelona most of the times. You can't deny that fact. This referee, I mean, in La Liga, the corruption of the referees is roaring to a big height, and this referee has been given. I mean, how can you deny that it is Jose Maria Sanchez, that man who will be refereeing this? He has been previously associated with so many controversies. He has been favoring the likes of Barcelona so many times. Oh my God, it is on the other hand, Liverpool has scored. Holy moly, God. Liverpool has scored against Newcastle. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But yes, we'll be watching the game of Real Madrid and the likes of Real Sociedad as usual. Liverpool has got those big goals. Oh my God, why this is so loud. Yes, the Copa del Rey matches are here. And guys, those of you who want to have the watch links, you can get those. Join our social media links, which are given in the description. And yes, there you can avail those cheeky peeky links, which we definitely need on the last need of ours. Or if you're from the continent, you want to shell out your bucks, you can watch those matches as well. But this referee, to talk about him, Jose Maria Sanchez, man, he has been much associated with those committed mistakes and favorable to Barcelona most of the times. This man, will he add some controversies? We are going to break him bad. We are going to make him and break him bad. No denying the fact, Los Blancos, I mean, the referral decisions, we don't need anything of bad to be happening today, because the previous game, it was the likes of Roger Blancos and the likes of Barcelona, which we had the watch along as well. It went on so smooth and there were no sort of bad referee decisions made. Hope this game also goes good. It is Real Madrid who is not getting those. I mean, they are getting those bullshit referees on the pitch, which are going to get those upsets. So yes, that was all about this bad referee. Hope he doesn't make anything bad. And in the lineups for the Los Blancos, it is the young guns who will be seen making those impressions. The unavailability of Kylian Mbappe, it will be the likes of Endrick starting on those forwards. And yes, those of you who are watching this, give your votes on the chat section. Who is going to get those big wins today? Oh my God, Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez. This referee, if he is going to do anything bad for today, we are going to break him bad. We are going to break him bad. No sort of controversies, no sort of ugly decisions to be made, because it was the likes of Real Madrid and the Osasuna game where Real Madrid was given a red card, and there were all sort of practices which was made by Jose Luis Muniara Montero, that referee on the pitch. He had given a penalty to Osasuna. He had given that red card to Bellingham. It was all the odds which were not in favor of Real Madrid. But then also, that was a draw, and that faced it bad. That faced it bad in the points table in the La Liga. That is the reason why La Liga table, the first spot is now being shared by both Madrid and the likes of Barcelona. No denying the fact, in this game, we don't want any sort of bad refereeing on the pitch. If that is going to go, we are going to be the breaking bad kids of the internet. Yes, and in the starting lineups for Los Blancos, it is Lunin who is starting because Courtois, the man, he is on for some, international duties. Belgium, he will be playing soon. And there are likes that Courtois will make some sort of moves. Yes, the game has started. Sociedad has passed that back to the center back. Long pass, that is to the right wings. Garcia, Rudiger. Rudiger gets that clearance. Ceballos for Bellingham. Ceballos and Bellingham, Garcia, Rudiger. The involvement of the Los Blancos so far. Vinicius Junior, Andre, Gula is staying bit deep down on the page. Gula is staying bit down on the page. So Real Madrid would definitely don't want to concede early in this game, and that is what they would need. It is Emmanuel Alguacil who is for the Real Sociedad, but can Real Sociedad get that? Because the teams are out on the pitch, and after this kickoff, Real Sociedad are making something happening early to get that one goal lead. Real Sociedad are looking to make some sort of early lead to be happening. Hendrik staying deep down. It is the likes of Bellingham. Garcia gets that good. Ceballos, Garcia both chasing in for the possession of the ball. It is, oh my God, look at that Kubo, that man, Kubo. Look at that. It is Kubo. Real Sociedad inside the box trying to get that right footer. But look at that. This kid, Tekafusa Kubo from Japan. He is from the Real Madrid Castellas as well, but he moved to Mallorca, Villarreal, Getafe, and now at Real Sociedad. Takafusa Kubo, the man looking so good, he makes those moves. Garcia passes that for Vini. Vini is late in dropping in. Kubo against Garcia, that will be the thing which will be having it. And Oyarzabal against the likes of Tchouaméni and Rudiger. And on the other hand, it is Barrecia against Asensio. Asensio is staying on the right backs. Asensio is staying on the right backs. Ancelotti is making those numbers count good, and he is leaving no stones unturned from the starting of this new year. Ancelotti is leaving no stones unturned from the starting of this new year. He is giving all. He is giving all. Kylian Mbappe has been left out because that is some sort of minor injuries. And yes, guys, those of you who are watching this, give your votes on the poll section, which has been pinned on the chat. Who are the teams who are going to get those big wins? But to talk about from the likes of Real Sociedad, Camavinga passes that to Lunin, Rudiger, Garcia, Kubo and his company are pressing it high up on the pitch. Kubo and his company are pressing it high up on the pitch. Good move that is. Camavinga gets that interruption. Falls to the ground. Kubo gets hit. Kubo inside the box. Lunin saves that from Takefusa Kubo. Lunin saves that big. Look at that. Garcia, Rudiger. Garcia was good, tracing back inside the box for those tackles. Takefusa Kubo. Oh my god, that was straight for Lunin, but he gets that deflection at the cost of a corner. Kubo again with his left footer. That is inside the box. Lunin gets his hand save. The first semi-final, the first leg of the semi-final between the likes of Sociedad and Los Blancos, away for the Los Blancos, and Sociedad are looking to make some imprints on the score sheets. Sociedad are making some imprints on this. Oh my god. Sociedad are making something happen with the likes of Takefusa Kubo. But will that be enough? Will Takefusa Kubo last for those 90 minutes? Because to talk about the fixtures of Real Sociedad, I mean, in the next, they have got the likes of Barcelona, that is on 2nd of March. After that, it is Manchester United. I mean, in the Europa League, Real Sociedad are playing. They have got Barcelona, they have got Manchester United, and next they have Sevilla as well as Manchester United. So Real Sociedad has got those big matches. Real Sociedad also has got those big matches. I mean, Barcelona, it is Manchester United, it is Sevilla, again Manchester United, they will face in the Europa League, and then it is Rayo Vallecano. But facing Barcelona, Manchester United, Real Madrid, Real Sociedad will have to go those big numbers counting. Again, it is Takefusa Kubo inside the box. Kubo is the man. He is making those moves. He is still down on the pitch inside the box. He is claiming for some sort of penalties. But the referee hasn't heard to anything of that. It is now Bellingham moving for those counters. He has given that to Guler. Los Blancos on those counters. Guler takes that shot outside curl. But bit of height into that shot. Oh my god. This referee, Jose Maria Sanchez, has pointed to some sort of VR, I guess. Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez, that referee has pointed to some sort of VAR on the page. Rudiger challenged that to Kubo, no denying the fact that was a good challenge. Rudiger just got some sort of body push for Takefusa Kubo. Oh my god. Kubo is complaining. Kubo is seen complaining. Kubo is seen complaining. He is making those complaints. Oh my god. Kubo wants a penalty, but after those checks, no. That defense from Rudiger was fine, and Jose Maria Sanchez, that referee on the page, that controversial one, who has been unfavorable to Los Blancos for so many times, has denied. Good refereeing is what we want in this pitch. Good refereeing in the La Liga is that we want. Otherwise, we are going to be the Breaking Bad kids of the internet. Sociedad, on the other hand, is looking impressive. Sociedad, on the other hand, is looking impressive. They are taking those first early moments at home, the advantage of those positions, as well as the advantage of non-availability of, Kylian Mbappe in the squad. They are making it look good. Rodrigo not in the first squad. He is there on the substitutes. He will be coming on. Mendy, Vasquez, Alaba are on the defense to be called in. It is a run from Endrick one-on-one, but he has been tackled. The referee has raised his hand, and that is a foul one. That is a foul one. Endrick, look at him. He got the ball and started running in. Endrick just got the possession of the ball and he started running in. From the Real Sociedad, it is Takefusa Kubo who is making those imprints, making those moves, getting those attempts on goal. But on the other hand, from the Los Blancos, now it is that spark from the likes of Endrick who has been seen moving it. Bellingham passes that to Garcia. Vinny. Garcia again. Garcia is raising high up on the left wings. Will he go for those crosses? No, that has been tackled. The ball is off, but Real Sociedad has considered a corner, I guess. I guess that is a corner. Yes, Savalos is the man going to take that corner from his right footer from the left part of the pitch. Savalos, Asensio is there inside the box. Chouameni, Rudiger all joins in. Savalos takes that header. It was Bellingham who got a header chance, but miles away to be into the nets. Big opportunity that was. Yes, that was Bellingham getting those touch to his head quite good. But he wasn't that clinical. One big shot on attempt so far from the Los Blancos. One big shot on chance on attempt so far. Just look at the stats of this game so far. It is 3 shots which Real Sociedad has. 1 on target. Los Blancos 2 not on target so far. Kubo again. Sociedad are making Kubo play it again and again. They want it somehow. They are giving it their best. But it is just 9 minutes 35 seconds on the watch. Will that be long lasting enough up to those 90 minutes? That is the watch which we want to have. I mean, to talk about the lineup, just look at this. I mean, Sociedad has got a decent lineup. They have got the likes of Oyarzabal, Susik, Mendes, Kubo, Zubimendi. They have got a decent one, but comparing to that of the Los Blancos, that is what the concern which they might be having. Back pass that is to Lunin. Savalos drops down. Lunin again to Rudiger. Back to Lunin. Lunin gets that left footer long clearance. Vinicius Jr. has been tackled bad. Oh my god. Look at that tackle which has been made. Look at that tackle which has been made to Vinny Jr. Oh my god. What a bad tackle. The referee is not making any decisions. So that referee is Aramburu, the man who made those tackles. Man, that was bad. John Aramburu, that Venezuela player on the pitch, he got those bad tackles to Vinicius Jr., but the referee on the pitch doesn't make any of those decisions. Camavinga, interception, sliding tackle. Rudiger goes for Garcia. Garcia to Junior. Vinny. Savalos. Camavinga again. Camavinga, don't make hasty moves. Stay with that position. Asensio. Gula again. Back to Asensio. Asensio with his right footer finds again Vinny Jr. like the previous game where he has found Kylian Mbappe, but this time he has found Vinny Jr. Look at that. Asensio is the man playing on the right backs and he is finding Vinicius Jr. on the left wings. Oh my god, Asensio is making those moves. No denying the fact Asensio has seen his imprints good. Ceballos gets that interception. Gula couldn't get that hold of the ball good. Back to Ceballos again. Bellingham back passes to Camavinga. Camavinga is showing his character good. Asensio rising high up. Passes that to Gula again. Back pass that is to Camavinga. Chouameni. Rudiger. Much of the Madrid stars are now rising high up on the pitch and those passes are happening. Vinicius Jr. against Kubo. gets the assist of Ceballos. Rudiger. Rudiger finds Camavinga. Look at that change in the squad. Camavinga is staying on the right part of the centre backs. Rudiger now staying on the left part in those build-ups. Asensio is moving high up. Asensio, Camavinga, that is a miss from him again inside the box. I am going to beat the hell out of you, Camavinga, if you are going to make any bad moves tonight. Not required. Man, Camavinga inside the box is just not getting those touches good and missing it. That is some sort of rusty moments which we definitely don't want that to be happening. Holy God, how can you expect to be losing the ball so much on the pitch at times? Navinga is taking the nerves of me at times. He is taking the nerves of me at times. Oh my God. I mean, Ancelotti, to talk about this, he has picked up Camavinga, but in the mid pitch, he could have gone for Modric. Modric is staying there. But Gonzalo Garcia as well as Andres, those two men, I mean, from the Castillas, they are also available in the squad. I hope Ancelotti makes some sort of midfield recruitments next season. It is for the likes of Chouameni, it is for the likes of Camavinga, not giving their best anymore. Ceballos back passes to Chouameni. Chouameni, Asensio, Guller, back to Asensio. Asensio changes the flanks, goes for Rudiger. Back to Lunin. Kubo is the man chasing in for Lunin. Lunin gets that clearance. Go to Rudiger again. Look at that. Kubo is that man running. He has won those interceptions as well. That is the place where Real Sociedad are placing it higher. With the likes of Kubo, Mendes, and Oyarzabal, that side of the right wings of the pitch, they are making those things happening. They are looking to make something happen from the likes of Takefusa Kubo. And in those early 20 to 25 minutes, are they going to get that big one goal lead with those high press on the pitch? That is definitely the concern for Ancelotti's men. And if Ancelotti is going to get those moves, Arda on the other hand, with the likes of Asensio, Real Sociedad hasn't even made any sort of build-ups from their left part of the pitch. 15 minutes, 38 seconds on the watch. It is Real Sociedad staying with those four men high up on the pitch. Look at that. They are pressing in between these spaces of Chouameni, Rudiger, Asensio, as well as the likes of Garcia at times. Sociedad at home, they haven't got those victories. I mean, to talk about those head-to-head games for both the teams, Real Sociedad has got those 2-0 defeats, 1-0, 2-1, 0-0, 4-1, 2-0. I mean, they have just managed to get out of those 30 matches. If you talk about between these two teams across all competitions, it is Sociedad getting those 5 wins, whereas Los Blancos 21. Mini Junior 2, Bellingham counters happening. Bellingham passes that, but Guler wasn't there at the right time. That was a bit late pass from Bellingham. Kubo, on the other hand, trying to make some sort of counters. Real Sociedad are looking to make some sort of counters with the likes of Kubo as well as Barengsa from their wings, and Oyarzabal, their man, staying high up on the pitch. I mean, to talk about Oyarzabal, that man has also got those bags of experiences to him, and this man from the Real Sociedad, he has played for the Spain internationals as well. 81 games at Real Sociedad. That hardcore man for Sociedad has got 106 goals in 381 games for the Sociedad. So many goes for Guller, Asensio, Asensio tries to find Endrick, but the involvement of Endrick has been just seen, once so far in this game. The involvement of Endrick has been just seen once in this game. Not much. Again, it is Barengsa. The left wings, Real Sociedad, are looking to hold some sort of position, whereas the Los Blancos in those build-ups so far in the 18 minutes of the gameplay hasn't been that impressive in making those moves. It is interception from Vinny Jr. dropping down. Vinny finds Endrick. Bellingham finds Endrick. Yes, Endrick is the man. He is moving. He has got that first shot. Oh my God, my big boy. Endrick gets that first touch and he gets that goal. I am talking it, big boy. This Samba kid, Endrick, has nailed it. This Samba kid, miles away from the Spain, from the likes of Brazil, he has scored that. Look at that. Bellingham found Endrick, and that run from Endrick from the deep down from the center mid part of the pitch. He was already showing his hand high up. He was not even offside. He was aware of that. Bellingham made that move. He moved far off from the defense. He moved to the center part of the pitch. That first touch, he took it from his body. That was completely aligned to take that shot. And after that first shot, what a left footer placement shot. That was a left footer placement shot. My goodness, that is Brazilian skill on the pitch of football at the Real Arena. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at that. Look at that. That is what Hendrik is known for. He got that move and he has got that goal. Hendrik is the man. Hendrik is the man. You talk about Vinicius Jr., you talk about Kylian Mbappe, you talk about Rodrigo, and now you have to talk about Hendrik as well. Time and again, this Samba kid has been making those numbers, counting in his bags. 24 matches he has played and he has scored those 6 goals. Most of the times he hasn't been in the starting lineups. Most of the times Endrick hasn't been in those starting lineups, but he has been on those substitutes, and this is the time where he has made that. This is the time where he has made that first goal. Endrick has got it. Ancelotti has got his moves quite clear. Endrick, staying high up on the pitch, has got that big number counting in just 18 minutes. 18 minutes, 27 seconds, the perfect time where Endrick got that. The first time Endrick got the move, he was trying to get some dribbles, moving single-handedly. The second time Endrick got the ball, oh my God. This is that Ronaldo Fenomeno. This is he going to be the next Fenomeno from Brazil? Real Sociedad gets the shot inside the box. Lunin gets those block good. Lunin gets that block good. Endrick, will he be the next Fenomeno to be happening? Will Endrick be the next Fenomeno to be happening? And yes, guys, those of you who are watching this stream, give us those votes on the chat section that who is going to get those wins. It is the Los Blancos, it is the Sociedad, it is the Liverpool Reds, or it is the Newcastle. Oh my God, Endrick is the new Fenomeno happening. The new Fenomeno in the making for the Los Blancos. Look at that move from Endrick. I want a repeat of that goal to be happening. Gula, on the other hand, has been fouled. Gula is down to the pitch. Look at that. Endrick passed that to Vinny. Vinny gave that to Bellingham. Look at that. Endrick finds that spot. He got the position of the ball. He back passed that to Vinny. Vinny was moving. He just looked nothing and he found that space and was running so good on that. Vinny, on the other hand, found Bellingham on his left, made that pass. Vinny again passed that to Bellingham. What an assist that would be from Bellingham. Hendrik is making those runs, but no. But at times, Hendrik, with his physicality, he makes those moves. But at times, he hasn't been looking that balancing. But when he runs with that ball, he has that, extraordinary, abnormal balance which he gets. Look at the move which Hendrik gets at times. He looks bit unbalanced at times. He is looking bit lazy at times on the pitch, not making those moves. But when he gets the possession of that ball, there is some sort of lightning which sparks in him and he gets that balance. He just runs like a samba kid on the sands, but on the grass pitch, he is moving like that. On the turf, he is making those moves. That looks so impressive. All eyes on Hendrik. Look at his moves. Real Sociedad making to make some moves from the left wings, goes for those crosses, but no threat for Lunin. Real Sociedad has been making those runs. Look at that. A goal again. Bellingham made that pass to Hendrik. Hendrik was running, and that pass came straight to him from behind. He got that from his lower abdominal part. The first touch which he got was from his lower abdominal, but that was so good. And the second one, that was a perfect placed left footer. He didn't even went for those power shots. That was something well placed. Oh my goodness, that is extraordinary. This kid Enrique is extraordinary. Los Blancos this season, they have got Kylian Mbappe, they have got Enrique. From those striking capabilities across the globe, they have sealed those big transfers to be happening. Enrique is the man, Kylian Mbappe is the man. Both of the, best strikers, they have got that into the squad. Gula again passes that. Oh my god, what a rusty challenge. It is from Sociedad, but this referee Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez still again not giving any cards for that as well. If this referee is going to get anything bad, we will be the bad kids of the internet roaring high up. Don't make those mistakes, boy. Hendrik is a marvel. Hendrik is a marvel. No denying the fact. To talk about this player, Hendrik, he is really a marvel. What not to describe about this man? He is really a marvel. He is a gem. He is a superstar. Hendrik Felipe Moriarty Sosa, 2006. He is a marvel from Palmeiras. The club which Ronaldo Fenomeno is known for. That is inside the box. Oh my god, Oyarzabal gets a shot. Look at that jump from Lunin. That was a big chance. Oyarzabal got a big chance from inside the box, and with his left footer, he tried to get past Lunin. But Lunin was so aware and got that jump. Look at that save from Lunin. Oh my god, I thought it was Timo Courtois and they are going to concede, but no, the unavailability of Timo Courtois, Lunin is there, and Lunin made those saves so good. Oh my god, Los Blancos are cooking it up. Los Blancos are cooking it high up. With this lineup, Los Blancos is again looking fury and furious against Sociedad. 3 shots from the Los Blancos so far, 1 on target, and that is definitely a goal. Whereas 5 Sociedad has got 3 on target, but couldn't get past Lunin. Garcia now getting those defending skills good against likes of Kubo, passes that to Bellingham. Bellingham trying to get those runs, but that first touch wasn't good. Interception from Sociedad again. Rodiga gets that clearance. Now it is Bellingham, Vinny, Gula. Where is Hendrik? Bellingham goes for Vinny. Vinny gets that to the far post, but this placement wasn't enough to get a goal. That was a big opportunity from Vinicius. No denying the fact. Look at that. That referee Jose Maria Sanchez is talking to Oyarzabal. What is that talking going on the pitch, boy? What is that talking going on in the pitch? What is that talking going on the pitch? Yes, it was that from Bellingham, which Oyarzabal is complaining. But it was a big opportunity. Vinicius could have got it converted. He would have compromised with the pace, compromised with his speed, and could have got those dropping down deep laying movements from the likes of Gulo or Enrique or anyone else to be happening. But he went for that first shot, but couldn't get past Ramiro on the pitch. He couldn't get past Ramiro on the pitch. On the other hand, Newcastle and Liverpool still, Liverpool with that one goal lead, one up. Juventus and Empoli in the Coppa Italia quarterfinals. Empoli in the halftime, one up against Juventus. Juventus are getting those big disheartenings, and Thiago Motta not making those impressive moves. Thiago Motta, the man, not making those impressive moves. Juventus got those exits from the Supercoppa Italia. They got those exits from the Serie A table as well. Not doing it that good. They have got, I mean, will they get those next exits from the Coppa Italia? It is Atlanta who has also got those exits, but will it be the likes of semi-finals where Inter and Milan will face each other? But now Juventus are now 1-0 down against Empoli, and if they get it something, they will be getting Bologna, because Bologna has got those upsets against Atlanta. My God, Thiago Motta this season not happening with him. Whereas Tottenham and Manchester City, 73 minutes of the gameplay, Manchester City with that sole goal from Haaland on the 12th minute are one up, still ongoing. Manchester United 3-2 against Ipswich Town, down to 10 men. Patrick Dogu, that man who was on the transfers. Oh my God, look at that on the pitch. It is Garcia down for the Los Blancos. That is Takefusa Kubo. Oh my God. Time and again, two tackles being made to Garcia. Garcia. I mean, Kubo, he is from the Real Madrid Castellas, but he made those tackles. That is some sort of envy moment on the pitch, quite visible from Kubo. That is some sort of envy moment from Kubo, much seen on the pitch. But on the other hand, it is Mike Oyarzabal who is time and again getting those talk with the referee. What is that for? Oh my God, why the screen has gone black? Thank God. Suddenly the screen turned black. What was that for? I really couldn't understand. Holy Christ, how is that going to happen? How is that going to mark and that going to happen big? Real Sociedad were showing some character starting from the game, but now with that one goal lead, they are now looking hopeless at times. They are really looking hopeless at times. No denying the fact. They are really looking hopeless at times. Whereas in the DFB poker, Leipzig and Wolfsburg is also going on. Oh my God, why that screen is going black at times? It is 31 minutes, 13 seconds on the watch. Why there is some sort of disturbances happening on the pitch? Why is there some sort of disturbances happening on the telecast as well? What is that happening? Hope everything is now looking good. I'm going to talk about this. Madrid, will they need any sort of substitutions in the second half? Ancelotti never goes for that, and it is not the talk of the town for the Los Blancos to be happening. Sociedad again trying to get some position and some shots on target, but they have got. I mean, it was Kubo who got those chances, he couldn't convert it. It was Oyarzabal who got those chances, he couldn't convert it. And again, inside the box, that is a block from Chouameni with his left foot. What is that Guller trying to do? Oh my god, look at those dribbling skills. He tries to get those clearances, but again, it is now Kubo or Zabal trying to make those moves. Zabal are trying to penetrate deep, but time and again, the Los Blancos centre back is from the likes of Chouameni and Rudiger. They are getting those clearances. But it is the man Asensio on the right backs. Ancelotti has picked Asensio on the right backs. Oh my god, that is a foul for Endrick. That is a big foul for Endrick on the pitch. Hope this referee for today, he doesn't commit any sort of bad decisions. This referee for tonight, hope he doesn't make any sort of bad decisions. He is much known for those controversies as well as his favorable moves for Barcelona at times. Hope he doesn't make La Liga. Please don't make those corrupt moments for tonight. Please don't make those corrupt moments for tonight. We are not going to be bothering much about that. Hope this referee doesn't make any sort of bad impressions for tonight. This Gula again trying to find Endrick. Vinga getting those interceptions. Ceballos most of the times for tonight is staying deep down, but now he is moving high up. Vinny inside the box gets a cut in inside the box. That is a foul inside the box. That is a foul for Vinicius Junior. This referee is now showing his true character. Look at that. It was a big foul to Vinicius Junior. Look at that. It was a big foul to Vinicius Junior. That is something bad. That was a big foul from Aramburu, number 19 from Real Sociedad. That was a big foul inside the box. And this referee, time and again, he is showing his character. Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez has completely on the inside the box had a view of that. And he was saying that it was the game to continue. No worrying about that foul being made. That is a big bad decision from Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez. Look at that. He is talking to Vinicius, but that decision where he had a fall. Look at that. It was a bad tackle to Vinny Jr. No denying the fact. It was definitely a bad tackle to Vinny Jr. from Aramburu, that number 19 from Real Sociedad. You can't deny that. You can't deny that. Oh my god, Rudiger is looking injured again. Rudiger is also looking injured again. That is some sort of bad moments. Oh my god. Rudiger is hurt on those private parts and he is badly injured, I guess. Oh my god. Rudiger has been hurt badly. Oh my god. But that refereeal decision again, Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez, this referee is committing those bad things for the pitch. That was a big penalty. That was a big foul from Aramburu, number 19, inside the box. Where is Rudiger? Oh my god, Rudiger is also not available. This is the Real Sociedad moment they are trying to have. Oh my god, Rudiger is off the pitch. Rudiger is off the pitch, guys. Where is Rudiger? Rudiger is not on the pitch. Oh my god, Rudiger was high up on the pitch. I thought he is injured. Where is Rudiger? He is not found on the centre back lineup. Oh my god, Rudiger is there. But why we were not being able to find Rudiger over there? Thank God Rudiger is on the pitch. I thought that was some sort of injury for Rudiger. Rudiger will be moving off the pitch, but he is now back. Yes, Rudiger is there. Zabal again trying to make those shots, but not happening. Zabal is looking like a waste soul on the pitch, not getting those moves good enough for those goals to be happening. Those goals to be happening for Oizabal is not looking at God. Tuameni getting those clearances. But look at this compactness from the Los Blancos. Enric, most of the times, he is staying on the center part of the pitch. He is not wasting those energy. He is not also getting involved on those tackles. Rather, he is making those. I mean, you can't call that a pole position because he is changing his position consistently at all the times. But it is from the likes of Asensio now where Real Sociedad are trying to make those moves. Kubo one-on-one against Sabalos. He gets it good. Sabalos gets that interception again, passes that to Endrick. Endrick has Goller. Endrick has Vinny. Both of them are rising high up. Endrick doesn't make those passes, rather changes the wings. Goes for Garcia. Garcia raising high up on the pitch, passes that back to Camavinga. Rudiger again. I mean, look at that. Camavinga made that pass to Rudiger, but he was sticking to his position. He wasn't moving after making those passes. That is a bad from Camavinga again. That is a bad. That is a pass to Bellingham inside the box. But those Endrick moments which we had from that pass from Bellingham, that was something magical which happened, not to be seen much on the pitch. Vinny on the left wings, trying to get some creativity, passes to Garcia, Bellingham again, gets that somehow to Vinny Jr. with those tackles. I mean, Bellingham with those moves, he plays as if Garcia has made his move inside the box, going for a cross, but falls on the pitch. Look at that referee. This is Jose Maria Martinez Santos. Joe, I don't know what the hell shit name this referee is. I don't even want to pronounce his name. Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez now blows the whistle, but because this tackle was out of the box. Look at that fun refereeing which is going on the pitch. Look at that fun refereeing which is going on the pitch. This tackle was made to Garcia outside the box and he gave that a free kick. Oh my god. Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez, this referee is causing those big blunders. Look at this man. He has so many controversies in the past. He's talking to Kubo. Why time and again Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez is talking to likes of Oizabal and talking to Kubo? Why is he talking to Sociedad players so many times? Ceballos takes that shot in between the legs of Garcia. No, it was Asensio. There is something not looking good from the home fans as well. Because Martinez is this man, he is making those nervous moments on the pitch. He has given, that is a corner. It has been given a corner. Ceballos, Vinny, that corner being taken with a short pass, not going for those crosses. Vinny gets that, ahead a chance for Bellingham. Endrick, no, safe. That is safe into the hands of Ramiro. Hope this referee Jose Sanchez Martinez, Santiago Martinez, what his name is, man. I really even don't want to pronounce his name. He is such a drastic, major disaster on the pitch. Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez. Hope he doesn't make any sort of mistakes. We are going to be the breaking bad of the internet for him. Kubo again trying to get past Rudiger, but Rudiger is that tall giant and Kubo is a small Lilliput. Oh my god, what a shot and save from Lunin. That was to the first post. Look at that, Lunin. The Los Blancos, Courtois, the man who was off for the past season, it was Lunin who made it so good. And again, Lunin, whenever he is making his appearances, look at that save from Lunin. Oh my god. Chouameni couldn't get those headers. That shot was taken so speedily, so fastly. That was a bang shot. But Lunin gets those deflection good. Again, a corner for Sociedad deflected by Camavinga. Again, inside the box, Sociedad are making those crosses, those passes inside the box, but not getting those clinical moves. Los Blancos can't keep their legs at ease. They have to consistently defend that one goal lead. 43 minutes on the watch. 2 minutes plus how much of the added time will be in the first half. That is Lunin getting his hand safe with the ball. Passes that. Low point that one to Garcia. Bellingham again. Back passes that to Ceballos. Lunin. Lunin is having those possession. Goes for Chouameni. Chouameni on the right part of the centre backs. Finds Asensio. Guler. It is on the wings where the Los Blancos are making scene those moves. But in the mid part of the pitch, they are not trying to get it. It is those 4-2-2 ways Los Blancos are trying to make those diamond shaped moves. With the new squad, it is that move where you can get those things happening. That is what Ancelotti is doing. That is Bellingham raising high, staying and chasing against Ramiro, the goalkeeper from Sociedad. But no, to talk about Bellingham, he has got those assists, Endrick has got those goals. It is time for Vinny Jr. and Guller to make it happening. But Guller, on the other hand, is preferring to stay deep down on the right midfields. Asensio passes to Lunin. Lunin gets that clearance. Good enough. Endrick is chasing for that ball. Look at that speed. Look at that speed from Endrick. Oh my god. Look at that speed from Endrick. When he chases the ball, he drops in, he recovers that, and he runs for that so fast. That is something. Oh my god. Now that referee is going to get some card. Yes, his hand was inside his pocket, and Asensio has been given that card. Man, Asensio at times gets his nerves bit high, and those challenges which he makes causes him to get a booking, a card for that. This is the first card of the game, and Asensio gets it. Sergio Ramos. Vamos. That is a free kick. Vinny Jr. is having a word with that Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez, that referee on the pitch, of that denied moment of penalty inside the box. But now Sociedad has got those free kicks being taken. I mean, bit high up on those corner moments. It is Kubo going to take that from the left part of the pitch with his left footer. I mean, why is that Oyarzabal insisting this referee time and again? Look at that captain from the Sociedad. What is that security thing which the referee is talking on the pitch? Why is that Oyarzabal talking to the referee on the pitch? What is that happening? Oyarzabal is talking to the referee so many times in the first half. And why is that referee talking to that security man on the sidelines? What is that going on? And why is that Vinicius Jr. is having a good smile on his face? 3 minutes of added time are up. I think it is Vinicius Jr. who has asked the referee to some sort of security concerns on the pitch or what? What is that looking on? All the security personnel are now moving to the sidelines where the players will get those moves to the stands. What is that? It is absolutely shocking. That is looking absolutely shocking. Oh my god, that is looking absolutely shocking on the pitch. Kubo with his left footer gets that. Hendrik. Madrid were looking to make those big counters from the likes of Vinny, Gula, and Hendrik. But Sociedad has blocked that. But what is that which is happening? I mean, why is that security persons who have been called up on the sidelines? I mean, this referee has given those bad decisions for tonight inside the box, those challenges which were made to Vinny Jr. Not given. Asensio now gets that clearance. Bellingham is running high, but their goalkeeper, Munir, he is high up on the pitch. Real Sociedad are now trying to get some sort of penalty inside the box. Not happening, boy. And hope this referee doesn't give those penalties, those red cards. He is known much for those things to be happening. The ball is off for a throw. The referee is having a look at the watch. 50 minutes, 25 seconds on the pitch. I mean, there was a 3 minute of added time to be given. Now he blows that whistle. The first half ends over here at the Rizal Arena. Vinicius Jr. making those moves. Oh my god. But that goal from Hendrik was something big. But look at that. It is those security persons who are now staying on those exit roads where the players are making those moves to their dressing room for that break, first half break. That is what Vinicius Jr. was pointing at because Real Sociedad doesn't have those shades to be covering those exits. And that is why he asked for those security concerns. Good one, good move from Vinny Jr. No denying the fact that was a good move from Vinny Jr. and that one goal lead, the away leg, first leg which was being played. It is the likes of this referee, Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez. I mean, he has been making those big controversial decisions in the past, and with the likes of Real Madrid and the Barcelona, he has committed it so bad. But for tonight, it was a big blunder from him. No denying the fact. This referee, Jose Maria Sanchez, again not giving those penalties. And I don't know why time and again it was Oizabal from Real Sociedad having those words with the referee on the pitch. What was the need of that? What was that which was consistently he was poking in on his ears? And at times it was the likes of Takefusa Kubo, also that man who was talking to that referee. If that is going to be bad with this referee, then we are going to get it bad. Look at that man. This referee doesn't make anything bad for today. Hope he doesn't make anything bad for today. If he is doing anything wrong, we will be going to be the bad internet kids. This game where the Los Blancos won up against the likes of Real Sociedad, first leg semi-final, half time. The referee has blown the whistle. The players are safe to their dressing room, getting those fresh legs up. And Liverpool, on the other hand, it is 53 minutes of the gameplay which is going on. One up against Newcastle in the Premier League, and Juventus against Empoli. That is something bad which Juventus are having. 67 minutes, one each. Juventus, if they get those exits from the Coppa Italia, they have got those losses in the Super Copas. In the Serie A race, not doing it so good. And it is on just 66 minutes. Thuram, the man, has got that goal and got those equalizers against Empoli. Hope Thiago Motta makes his presence felt up to the semi-finals of the Coppa Italia, and if they are going to win this, they will face Bologna, because Bologna has got those upsets against Atlanta. They have won that big game. Atlanta with injuries, they got those exits from the Coppa Italia, and Manchester City and Tottenham, that game which is going on, it is one up. It is up to the late stoppage time, 95 minutes on the watch which the game is going on. Manchester City now winning it, the first loss of the season. Manchester City came from the likes of Tottenham, and Postecoglou got those big disheartening moments time and again for City, and that was the downfall which City got consistently after that. And now citizens are getting those wins against Tottenham. It is those revamp moments which they will be trying, because not more in the Champions League, just staying on those FA Cup, EFLs, as well as in the Premier League. It is for Manchester City to revamp. And on the other hand, we were also having the watch of Manchester United and the likes of Ipswich Town. Oh my God, Manchester United down to 10 man. Patrick Dogu, their man, getting those red cards. That was a big decision from the referee. But on the stoppage time, it is Manchester United 3 and Ipswich Town going on those 95 minutes. Oh my God, what is that going to be? So yes, we will be having the watch along of Real Madrid and the likes of Real Sociedad, the semi-final first leg, away leg for the Los Blancos at the home of Sociedad. But give me just 1 minute break. As the break is going on over there, I will also take a short 1 minute break with my coffee mug. I will be having it. And what is that which is going to be? Los Blancos, will they try to make any sort of changes in this lineup or not? And yes, guys, those of you who are watching this, do give us those votes that who is going to get those big wins on the poll section, which has been pinned on the chat. It is the Los Blancos, it is the Real Sociedad, it is the Liverpools, or it is the Newcastle. But Manchester United and Ipswich Town 97 minutes going on 3-2, United down by 10 men. Manchester City and Tottenham, the game has is over. City has won it. Oh my god, that was one goal redemption which City took against Tottenham's 4-0 and 2-1, those previous two defeats this season. Manchester United, still the game is going on, but we will be have the watch of Sociedad and Real Madrid. It is the half time which is going on, and with this lineup, does Real Madrid need to make any changes? Do give your votes. I'll be back in just 1 minute of break. Guardiola has got that win. Guardiola has got that win. No denying the fact. Guardiola has got those redemptions. Guardiola has got those revenge. And to talk about this, Manchester City one up. They have got it against the likes of the Spurs. That is the first time this season these citizens have got those wins against the Spurs. No denying the fact. Citizens have got those wins. So Pep Guardiola needs to have those haircuts, but I don't think there is a need for that. But citizens have really need to revamp to be high up because the stats of this look at that. I mean, 11 shots Tottenham were firing. Citizens with that sole goal from Haaland got those 12 shots, 5 on target, whereas the Spurs 6 goals but couldn't convert. I mean, in the lineups, to talk about that, most of the changes were made by both the teams, but it was the likes of citizens. Look at the substitutions which was made. It was Grealish, it was Gundogan, Silva, Foden, McT, both coming in on those. I mean, Jack Grealish made his move on the 10th minute. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, no, no. Jack Grealish made his move. Gundogan, Silva, Foden, and McT. Nadanake wasn't there. On the centre backs, it was Diaz. Kusanov made his moves. Nunes, Guardiola. Kusanov was disastrous because Tottenham has got those big numbers counting, whereas Tottenham got Son, Timo Werner, Kulusevski, and Spence, as well as Sar on the substitutes. But much of the worries for the Spurs because in the table, if we talk about this, that is certainly which is not good for the Manchester City. 47 points, one ahead of Chelsea. Chelsea has got those previous fixture wins, but they have been choking time and again in the Premier League, not making those moves. Arsenal at the second spot, they are high up against Nottingham Forest, but Arsenal are down to injuries. They can't chase Liverpool. Liverpool are definitely getting those big numbers talking. And the game between Liverpool and Newcastle still going on. 64 minutes on the watch, which is happening over here. And it is one up. The sole goal on the 11th minute from Szoboszlai is the lead which they're having against Newcastle. And in the stats, Newcastle has got those 3 shots, whereas Liverpool only 5. Much of the position which Liverpool is enjoying in this game, 63%. At the top of the table, Liverpool is dominating this game and hope they get those victories. The Reds, they will get it good. And they have got that second goal. Oh my god, just we were having a look at that. It is that second goal which Liverpool has got. It is McAllister netting it. Liverpool will get this when they have got those positions as well, but Manchester United and Ipswich Town 3-2. Oh my god, it was Patrick Dogu on the 43rd minutes getting those red cards, but then also United with down to 10 men after those first half got it good, and that game ended in those late first half as well. 8 to 9 minutes of the first half at a time, which went on. Ipswich fought it well. And in this lineup, to talk about, it was Lindelof, Mazzaroi, Eriksson, Casemiro. All those defensive reinforcements for Ruben Amorim was seen down to 10 men. But talking about this, it was the goal of Morse, Delict, Virgil Van Macquarie getting those 3 goals. But we are having the watch of Los Blancos against the likes of Real Sociedad. So far in this game, the first half has ended. The second half is going to begin. The players are seen coming out of their dressing room. It is that sole goal from Endrick, and that goal which was converted so good. Endrick made that happen. 7 shots from Sociedad. Sociedad has been seen penetrating the defensive box of Los Blancos at times, but clinically they haven't been good in those finishings. 7 shots, 4 on target, but not a goal yet scored. Los Blancos with those 5, one major counter attack and two big chances. They converted it. One goal from the likes of Endrick and those assists from Bellingham. But in the lineups for the Los Blancos, is there any sort of changes which is going to be made? What is the need of that? Is there any sort of changes which is going to be made? Because in the lineup for this Los Blancos, Arda Güler is looking consistent on the mid pitch, making those moves, but he is not posing that threat to the Real Sociedad because Ancelotti in the first half generally goes for getting those retrieval positions of his men, and with those fluidity of Asensio, Camavinga on the pitch, they are getting those rigid centre back lineup. Ceballos, Bellingham, Vinicius, Endrick, and Gula are the men who are staying high up on the pitch. Rudiger was looking a bit injured, but the referral decision, will there be some sort of, upsets which Jose Maria Sanchez, will this man go for some sort of bad decision on the pitch? That is what to be looking on. Ancelotti doesn't make those changes, but I guess from the likes of Gula and Asensio from their right part of the pitch, it is not happening because it is the likes of Susik, Parensa, as well as the likes of Oysabal who are looking to penetrate from that part. It is the fault of Chouameni or it is the likes of Asensio. Asensio is looking as well bit losing his mind at times. That will be a worry. Will Ancelotti make those changes or not? That will be the aspect to watch for in the second half. Will Ancelotti go for those changes or not? That will be the big aspect. Ancelotti on the sidelines, his eyes are wide open because this referee on the page, Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez, oh my god, change has been made. Ancelotti has gone for those changes. He has brought in Vasquez and dropped in Asensio from the pitch. Oh my god. It is Ancelotti who has made those changes and he has dropped Asensio from the lineups and brought Vasquez on the right backs. Vasquez, the experienced man on the right backs, but hope he doesn't commit any sort of mistakes. Asensio not in the lineup. Ancelotti making those changes in the first half, it is not much seen. It is not much seen. What is that which is going to happen? The ball is rolling on for the first half. Single substitution from the Los Blancos, whereas Sociedad are staying with their first half lineup because they have been moving it good. Vinny drops in, passes that to Vasquez on the right backs. Camavinga has a fall on the pitch. What is that at times which happens with Camavinga? He has those fall on the pitch. What is that which makes him make so bad at times? Bellingham goes for Garcia. Garcia is high up. Back to Bellingham again. Camavinga, one touch, back pass, that is to Chouameni. It is now Camavinga dropping down on the right part of the centre backs, giving those shield to Vasquez. Rudiger passes that. Gula. Vinny gets to Vasquez again. It is those high movements from the right backs which Ancelotti wants. That was looking absent from the likes of Asensio. Asensio was rather going for those passes with those shots, not moving up high on the pitch. That is what Gula was lacking on the right wings. Now it is Vasquez. Bellingham passes, moving on, position, build-ups. Gula again, Bellingham, Vasquez. Bellingham is down to the pitch, but the referee has blown the whistle. Hope this referee doesn't make any bad moves because a penalty has been denied. It was a foul to Vinicius Jr. inside the box. That was a big tackle which was made. And now it is Bellingham down. A free kick awarded to the Los Blancos. Gula going to take that. Chouameni inside the box. Vasquez inside the box. Rudiger, Endrick, Bellingham. It is likes of Camavinga and Ceballos staying deep down on the mid pitch. Gula goes for his right footers. Header chances for Chouameni. Vasquez not getting that touch to it. Good enough. Vinny trying to collect that position. Oh my god. But the referee has asked for a goal kick. I think that was offside. I think that was offside from the likes of Vasquez. So yes, from the right part of the pitch, it is the likes of Vasquez and Guller now staying high up. But Vasquez now staying down. It is those runs which are being made inside the box. Oh my god, Oizabal gets that header. Interception from Lunin. Kubo again takes that shot. Lunin is that big wall denying anything. Lunin is the big man who is denying anything. Look at that. It was a header from Oizabal, but Lunin gets that shave. And again, that deflection gets Kubo with the possession of the ball, and that shot being taken. What that was his right footer. Lunin again saves it. A corner that is for the Sociedad. Kubo trying to make his imprints time and again. Kubo is the factor which the Real Sociedad are boasting in this game. Corner being taken again. A wide cross. Goal into it. Ceballos gets that clearance. Gulo chasing for it. But that is a clearance at the cost of a throw happening on the pitch. It is David Alaba now seen changing his dress on the sidelines. Yes, that man back from the injuries definitely needs to make that move. Vasquez goes that for Gula. Camavinga, what a soul move he is trying on the pitch. Not getting those touches, but getting those interceptions for the Los Blancos. Look at those moves from Camavinga. He is not adjusting to the gameplay which the Los Blancos are having. That is a big tackle to Bellingham as well. Vinny Jr. goes for Endrick. Yes, inside the box. Endrick will take. Oh my god, that shot from Endrick touches the top bar. Oh my god, look at that rocket launched from the foot of Endrick. Endrick first touch. My goodness, that cross from Vinicius Jr. Endrick again. Look at that. He just takes the first touch. And that left footer, my goodness, that could have been the second goal. That top bar denied Endrick to boast of that second goal. That top bar denied Endrick to get those second goal. It is Endrick again, goes for Bellingham. Bellingham is making those moves. Will he take those shots? But no, goes for Vinny. Vinny with that shot, interception to it. And that will be a corner. I mean, the combination of Bellingham and Vinicius, it is looking like they both are posing those threats, but that alignment with Endrick is happening only with those passes, not with those runs. I mean, those spaces which Endrick is finding, he is generally finding it when he is running single-handedly at times, but the combination when he is running along with the parallels of the likes of Guler, Bellingham, or Vinny, that is not happening. That completely states that Los Blancos, I mean, with the alignment of Endrick, because the unavailability of Kylian Mbappe in the squad, Endrick is not yet fully aligned with the build-ups. Sociedad trying to make some sort of counters, but Ceballos is the man denying anything to happen. Endrick chases it big. I mean, the positioning of Endrick, look at him, look at him. He is staying aligned bit on the mid part of the pitch, which he loves the most. And if Real Sociedad are trying to boast of those high centre back lineups, Endrick is going to penetrate it big. Endrick is going to penetrate it big, no denying the fact. Endrick is really going to penetrate that big. It could have been that second goal, but denied by the top bar. Long throw that is, but off for a goal kick for the Los Blancos. Lunin, on the other hand, getting those big saves, not those clinical finishings which is happening from Real Sociedad, but on the other hand, it is the likes of Endrick and Bellingham getting those big counters happening. But it is this time where Gula and Vinicius Jr. have to get those big numbers counting in this game. And yes, those of you who are watching this, give your votes on the chat section, which has been pinned, whether it is the likes of Los Blancos, whether it is the likes of Sociedad, and the likes of Liverpool and Newcastle. The game is going on for this watch along. Liverpool, on the other hand, 2 up after that goal from McAllister. Newcastle hasn't been able to get those big numbers, whereas Liverpool has been dominating with those possession. I mean, the 2 goals which Liverpool has got, it is the likes of Szoboszlai and McAllister. 2 of them has got it. Alexander Arnold has been dropped in. Substitutions being made by Arne Slot. Concha coming in. Wataru Indo is coming in. Gravenberg is out. It is good for Slot that he is giving Wataru Indo, Concha those substitutions, because in the lineups he still has got those substitutions to be made. Nunes not coming in, Chiesa not coming in, Jones, Elliott, Robertson, Gallagher. I mean, Gallagher is the man if Alisson is dropping in, but then also Arne Slot has to go for those big substitutions at times in this long Champions League season. Vinny Jr., that shot being taken. Oh my God. That was a big shot being taken by Vinny Jr. He is looking frustrated for those moments inside the pitch. Vinicius Jr. looking for those big shots, but this time it was straight into the hands of Ramiro. And from the likes of the Los Blancos, if we talk about, I mean, in the lineup, it is so much of options which they have got. I mean, Vasquez, Alaba will be seen, Modric, Rodrigo, Brahim Diaz, they will be seen. These 4 substitutions which Ancelotti will definitely make. Modric, Rodrigo, Brahim Diaz, and Alaba as well. But Gonzalez and Gonzalo Garcia, and as well as Sergio, as well as Andres, they are the men from the Castillas, which Ancelotti has also to pick at times. But only if you're having those cushion of 2 or 3 goals. What is that which is going to be happening? Because looking at the stats, 9 shots from Sociedad, not clinical at all, 8 from the Los Blancos, 3 on target, 6 shots from Sociedad, but not being able to convert a goal out of that. Tchouaméni gets to Ceballos. The previous night, we were having the watch along of Atletico and Barcelona. In just 20 minutes, we witnessed those 4 goals, and in the first 7 minutes, it was the Roger Blancos getting those 2 goals, and in those late, I mean, in the first half of the 21st minutes, Barcelona getting those 2 goals equalizers, and in those 35 minutes, they got those third goal, and after the substitution in the second half, when Lewandowski came in, Lemmy Yamal just gifted that to Lewandowski. It was their 4th goal, but It was the likes of Sorloth, Korea getting those substitution moments for Simeone and getting those equalizers. 4-4-8 goals. Kubo trying to make those moves single-handedly, but the rigid defense of the Los Blancos. It is some counters. Bellingham moving it high up. Passes that to Vasquez on the right part of the pitch. Vasquez trying to make those passes, but misses it bad. Vinny again trying to take those shots. Block. That is what I am saying. When Endrick is making those moves, when he is making those moves, single-handedly he is running solely on the pitch, he is seen finding those spaces. But at times when he is doing those counters along with the likes of Vinny Jr., with the likes of Bellingham, Guller, or it is Sabalos, but that thing from Endrick, it is looking that he is not that aligned on the pitch. No substitutions yet made. 59 minutes on the watch. That is a long ball. Garcia is running high on the pitch. But bit of high power on that shot being taken. Nothing near for Garcia to be taken. Oh my god, that was a handball. No. That hand from the likes of number 21 was close to the body. That hand was definitely close to his body. But talking about Bellingham, the sliding ones which he makes, those are very controlled sliding tackles which Bellingham makes at times. And he has been practicing that from a very young age. Kubo again on the right wings, trying to get past Garcia inside the box. He is getting in. He gets past Ceballos. Back heel, that is to it. Oh my god, inside the box. Sociedad are penetrating but not getting those clinical shots. That is what looking absent from the likes of Real Sociedad. That is a foul to Vasquez. A free kick that will be. No denying the fact it will be a free kick. But no cards being shown. That is a big refereeing which is happening from this man, Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez. No cards yet being shown to him. That is something disheartening. No cards yet being shown. Lunin takes that goal kick. 60 minutes are up. Still 30 minutes plus stoppage time left into this game. That is a throw back to the defensive lineup. Rudiger gets that. Lunin, Savalos, Garcia, build up looking composed. Vinny dropping in. Camavinga. Vinny goes to the far right wings. Gula is there to collect it. He is inside the box. Gula is trying to do some sort of single-handed movements, and that is the same with the likes of Endrick. It is those passes which they have to make. It is those passes which Gula and Endrick have to learn to make those things happening. Two young guns, they are looking firing, but their alignment is not looking that razor sharp with those counters. They want those soul movements to be happening. The young guns from the Los Blancos. Oh my god, what a foul that is to Endrick. Still, the referee is not giving any sort of cards for the Real Sociedad. Look at that speed from Garcia. He is overtaking Kubo. He is overtaking Kubo by any means. Kubo and Aramburu haven't got those rest because of the presence of Garcia and Vinicius. Vasquez takes that shot with his left footer inside the box. Oh my god, that was bit wide. Had it been bit clinical, it would be have been that goal. Vasquez was inside the box, but look at his head. He was not looking at the goal post, but he took that shot with an estimate in his mind. That is why this goal didn't happen. Vasquez was doing those dribblings, but his head was down on the pitch. He was not looking high up on those posts. Had he been looking to the post, he would have those estimate that how far are those two posts. He just took he just takes that shot by I mean his head was down looking on the pitch and he takes that shot. How is that going to be? You have to get those view of the post if you are going to take those shots. That is a big clinical glitch which Vasquez has shown he is that experienced man. It is Sociedad again trying to make some position as well as those build-ups. But Los Blancos, the away leg, most of the times they are staying a bit defensive in their own half. But then also Sociedad are getting those penetrating movements inside the box. Lunin again getting that touch to it, but this time he gives away a corner for the Sociedad. I mean, to look at the stats in this game so far, 10 shots which Sociedad has taken, 6 on target, and the corners being taken, they have 6 corners Sociedad has got. But every time that is a save from Lunin or it is some sort of interceptions which the Los Blancos are having. And the reason why Ancelotti has dropped in Vasquez because he needs those second goals because in those counters most of the times it is now Ceballos moving high up on the pitch whereas Vasquez is staying deep down on those defensive aspects. I mean it is the substitutions going on. Lucas Sukic is out, Marin is in, Varingsba is out and it is Becker who is in for Sociedad. Two substitutions from Sociedad. If Camavinga is going to make any sort of mishaps tonight, I'm going to just tear him apart. Big things happening over here. No denying the fact big things are happening over here. I mean, the matches which we had, it was United down to 10 men getting those 3-2 wins over Ipswich Town. And it was Patrick Dorgu getting those red cards. It is big one. Ruben Amorim has to make those claim offers against Patrick Dorgu. Why he got those red cards. Manchester City winning those against Tottenham 1-0. It is likes of Juventus and Empoli. Oh my god, that game has gone to the penalties. Plevik has first missed that penalty. Henderson from Empoli got that. Colomwani, Juventus getting those penalties good. Locatelli getting that good. Oh my god. That is some penalty moments which Juventus is now facing against Empoli in the Coppa Italia quarterfinals. If they get it, they will face Bologna in the semifinals. Oh my god, Juventus has missed that. Kenan Ildiz and Vlahovic, both of the two striking aspects from Juventus. I mean, Thiago Motta's old lady Juventus has missed two penalties. Oh my god, after extra time, I mean 120 minutes were neither, I mean not sufficient enough for these two teams to get those goals and now in the penalties it is Ildiz and Vlahovic, two of the penalties being missed, whereas Empoli hasn't missed a penalty. If they are going to score this, they are into the semi-finals facing Bologna, and on the other hand, it is Inter and Milan on the other bracket of the semi-finals of the Coppa Italia. Oh my goodness! But over here, it is Los Blancos still one up. Oh my God! Empoli has scored their fourth consecutive penalty, not missing a single one, whereas Juventus has missed two. That is Empoli moving to the semi-finals of the Coppa Italia. Hugo Mota's men have got those another exits. It is those Serie A where they have been not doing it good. It is the likes of the Super Copa where they got those exits as well, and it is the Champions League where they have got those exits, and it is again, oh my God, it is Oyarzabal again, but inside the box taking those short interception. Kubo again, oh my God. Los Blancos on their defensive aspects are being time and again tested, but it is the likes of Chouameni, Lunin. But was that offside? That was offside. Look at that. Oyarzabal. Oyarzabal is a big chunk of piece of meat, but he has been that associated with Sociedad for a long time. Fans are definitely going to support him. But Oyarzabal is that man which is not making those things happening for Sociedad. Not making those things. It is that moment David Alaba is coming on to the pitch. David Alaba is the man coming on for those centre back reinforcements on the pitch. But whom is Ancelotti going to sacrifice? Will be the likes of Garcia moving down and bringing in Alaba on the left backs. What is that which Ancelotti is cooking in his mind? Gula goes for Hendrik again inside the box. Hendrik has a fall, but not that to be given a penalty or a foul. Kubo again from the right wings. Sociedad are making those moves. Chouameni gets that interception, but it is again a corner. Sociedad has so far got six corners. This is their seventh one, which is incoming. But still, they are not being able to get a goal. 11 shots, 6 on target. So much. But what sort of interception that was from Chouameni on the pitch? Oh my God. Hendrik is now moving onto the sidelines. Hendrik has been sacrificed. This Samba kid, Hendrik, single-handedly got that goal with that assist from Bellingham, but now he has been sacrificed. David Alaba, reinforcements. It is those reinforcements which Ancelotti is making on those defensive parts. Hendrik has been sacrificed, and David Alaba, that legend, has been called for those substitutions. Where is David Alaba going to stay on the pitch? It is now Vinny Jr. making those counters, running high up. But whom is he going to pass? He goes for Bellingham on the same wings. Bellingham changes that to the mid part of the pitch for Guller. No way near for Guller to get some sort of touch into it. Look at that. It is Alaba, Rudiger staying on the centre backs, Chouameni, Camavinga moving to the defensive mid pitch. Chouameni staying on those anchor positions, Camavinga on that left part of the centre midfield. It is now Ceballos moving to the right midfields with the likes of Arda Güler, Vasquez. It is the defensive capability which Ancelotti is proving again. It is those defensive capabilities which Ancelotti is insisting because the long Champions League fixtures they're having, they have got the likes of Roger Blancos in their fixtures, as well as this is the Real Sociedad in the Copa del Rey. In the La Liga, they have got Real Betis. Then it is the Champions League first home fixture against Roger Blancos at the Santiago Bernabeu. Then it is Rayo Vallecano again in the La Liga home game, but after that it is the likes of Roger Blancos at the Metropolitano, the away leg of the Champions League. So yes, not wasting much of those energies, Los Blancos staying on those defensive aspects. But we all eyes are waiting and watching for that game which is going to happen May 11th, the second leg, Barcelona and Real Madrid, the second leg which is going to happen, the home of Barcelona. But in the first leg, they have got those big wins, and Los Blancos will definitely get try to make something big of that. That will be a big game. Barcelona and Real Madrid on the 11th of May. Bellingham goes that for Camavinga. Vinga is inside the box, takes that shot, not clinical enough to get a goal. Who on the holy earth is now asking Camavinga to move high up on the pitch and make those moves? Why is that so much necessary, which Camavinga is now trying to prove? 75 minutes on the watch. It is that corner which is now incoming. Four corners only being taken by the Los Blancos. So far, it is their fifth one which is coming on. Arda Güler, that man, taking from the right corners of the pitch with his left footer. He goes for those curls to the far post. Denied, denied, denied. But what was that for? No one was there on the far post. Arda Güler is making those instinctive crosses, but not going on with what is happening on the pitch. But the involvement of Vinicius Jr. so far in this game hasn't been that impressive. His stats are talking about it. I mean, he has been man marked by Zubeldia as well as Zubimendi, both of them doing their job good. They haven't given Vinicius Jr. that big opportunity to be happening. And on the other hand, from the mid pitch, Ceballos, Camavinga, Chouameni, three of them are staying in. It is Sociedad who are going to make those substitutions. Finally, their elite man staying so long with the club. Oyarzabal coming onto the sidelines, Okasan coming in, Aguad coming to the sidelines, and it is the likes of Estuando getting those substitution moments. Real Sociedad has made those substitutions, and to talk about Estuando, that man, that is those centre back movements which they have enforced, and it is the likes of Ori Okarson, that striker. So definitely Sociedad at their home will go for those equalizers which they want desperately, because they have been getting those opportunities but not getting those clinical moves. 77 minutes, still 13 minutes left into this. Can the Los Blancos get those two goals lead before their second leg at home and get some ease in the Champions League fixtures? Chouameni trying to make some moves, denied. So many tried to make some moves but denied. On the other hand, Lunin has been doing his job marvelous. Time and again, Lunin has been given those big opportunities this season. It is the likes of Courtois who has been picked consistently by Ancelotti. But the reason why Courtois hasn't been picked up, it is that some sort of his association with the Belgium team. The reason why Courtois is not here for the lineups, and Ancelotti hasn't even confirmed those. But Lunin, on the other hand, has been proving it consistently. Nothing to be denied about that. That is a free kick. Sociedad will boast those free kicks. They have been taking it consistently. Those corners, which they have been taking it consistently, but not getting those clinical movements, not getting those clinical finishings as well. Kubo again. Does his legs still have those big energies counting? Kubo goes for those. It was Chouameni getting those head interceptions. Lunin was there. Oh my god, look at that. Ceballos gets that hand touch to that ball inside the box. Don't make those rusty moves inside the box, boy. Vasquez down on the pitch. Now Ancelotti is making those substitutions, bringing in Diaz and Rodrigo. It is those late 80-minute substitutions which Ancelotti prefers much. Ancelotti prefers these substitutions much on those late 88th minutes. Lunin takes that goal kick. That is a long one to the right wings. It is Bellingham, Guller, but Sociedad getting those interceptions good. Chouameni, Bellingham again. The ball is rolling on the mid pitch, and now it has been back passed to their goalkeeper. I mean, to talk about Sociedad, Remiro, that man on the goalkeeping positions, he has considered once, and they could have got that second goal. It hits the top post. Remiro, on the other hand, hasn't been tested that good. Apart from few shots from Vinny Jr., which were taken, but those were not that clinical to get a hold, or those score sheets to be counting. You could take that Remiro has been decent. But comparing Lunin with Remiro, Lunin has been a big marvel. When it was the likes of Oyarzabal who was making those assists, but after his departure, now the Real Sociedad are losing away those positions, especially on those one-touch passes happening inside the box. Vinny Jr. again inside the box gets that to Camavinga. Bellingham takes that. Oh my god, bit of deflection was there. But just now we were talking it. It was Remiro who finally gets those touch to it. Look at that. It was Remiro who finally gets that touch to it. Look at that save from Remiro. He just gets that save to it. So good. And yes, those of you who are watching is give your votes on the chat section, the poll which has been pinned. Who is going to get those wins out of here? That is opportunity. Alaba gets that shot. Remiro again. Look at that. Alaba took those left footers, but Remiro now getting those consistent saves on the pitch. Remiro is that man making those consistent saves on the pitch. Oh my god, that shot from Eleva from inside the box, it was a right footer. Substitutions coming in from Ancelotti. Rodrigo coming in, Diaz coming in. Vinny is out, Ardagula is out. Two substitutions from Ancelotti. Vinicius Jr. is out, Ardagula is out. It will be the likes of Brahim Diaz and Rodrigo now carrying on those forward attacks for Ancelotti for the rest of those 7 minutes plus stoppage time left in this game. How is that going to be vital? How is that going to be vital? Vinicius shakes his hand well with Diaz, but will he be that happy? Ancelotti is giving rest to his players as well. With this young squad playing in, I mean, the job lost Blancos with a 1 goal lead moving into the Santiago Bernabeu in the second leg of this semi-finals. It will be a big relief for them before the Champions League fixtures. But in the Champions League, to talk about Los Blancos, Real Madrid, they have got those big muscle memories. They have got those big confidence in them boasting. Diaz making those runs, passes that to Camavinga on the left wings, back to Diaz. Diaz has a fall, Garcia regains that position, to Diaz again, Camavinga, Garcia, back passes to Alaba, Alaba with his left footer goes for Garcia. I mean, Garcia and Alaba on the left part of the centre backs, that is going to be a big boost which the Los Blancos will have. Oh my god, Vasquez has been pushed and he has a fall on the pitch. I mean, look at that tackle being made. This referee on the pitch, Jose Marina Sanchez Martinez, that tackle which was made, it was the likes of Charaldo Becker getting those pushed to Vasquez. I mean, but then also this referee doesn't even get any sort of card or any sort of foul for that. What is he having in his deep desire for this, previously associated with so many controversies? To talk about the defensive aspects, Real Madrid has found Alaba, they have found Asensio, they have found, what was that yellow card for? Holy Christ, a yellow card for Vasquez. What for? And a free kick for Real Sociedad again. Kubo takes that. A header. Bellingham gets that clearance. But at the cost of a corner incoming. It is those late high time where Real Madrid can't afford to concede. Kubo going to take that corner again. It is that eighth corner of this game for Sociedad. Alaba gets that deflection good. Diaz not getting that first touch, loses that position. Sociedad again trying to make some build up. Garcia falling on the pitch. Camavinga passes to Bellingham. Everything is happening from the left wings. Nothing is there on the right wings from the Los Blancos. Bellingham takes that shot. Oh my god, it was a big rising one from Bellingham. But Ramiro, the man, saves that goal. Look at that shot. Bellingham just goes for those shots. It was for the top post. That is a big one. Camavinga now being getting those substitutions. Mendy coming in. This is one of the games where Camavinga hasn't been disastrous. No denying the fact Camavinga is looking now regaining his character back on the pitch for the Los Blancos. And this game, Camavinga hasn't even conceded, hasn't even lost many chances. It has been a good descent from Camavinga so far on this game. I'm going to talk about his previous games which he has performed. Camavinga, this game, good one. Ancelotti goes for those substitutions and now brings in the likes of Mendy. All those defensive reinforcements which Ancelotti is consistently making. A block that is from Mendy, safe. Sociedad were looking for those interceptions. Bellingham now goes for Diaz, wide of the box. But I think that will be a corner for the Los Blancos. Ancelotti in this game have been seen making those rotations because he has already confirmed that this is the start of the season for them. That is a corner being taken. Rodrigo, the man, takes that header from Chouameni, but not enough to get a goal out of that. Ceballos making those runs, interceptions. Passes that to Garcia. Garcia has a fall and loses that position to Kubo. Kubo is now making those moves. That is a big challenge which Garcia and Kubo are having on the pitch. I mean, Garcia against Kubo has done it so good so far. No denying the fact he hasn't given much of those spaces for Kubo, but who has those experiences talking in with him, 23 years of age. But Garcia, who is 25, new to the squad, has been doing it good, and both of them are from the Castillas. Garcia, I mean, to talk about Francisco Garcia from the Castillas from the year 2018, and to talk about the likes of Hugo, that man, he was at the Castillas from 2018-19. I mean, both of them are having a good view of each other, how each of them are going to contribute on the pitch. That is what Ancelotti has placed Garcia for those 90 minutes. 90 minutes are up. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Will Los Blancos lead the second leg with a one goal advantage, or it is the likes of Sociedad getting those equalizers? What is that? Oh my god, it is morning 4 a.m. That is what which you have those football matches late at night. Still 1 minute to go. 1 minute of stoppage time is up. 3 minutes left. Sociedad are now looking desperate. They have gone past Garcia. Oh my god, Ceballos has a fall on the pitch. Los Blancos are down to 10 men. But Sociedad in the second half after those substitutions are now not looking that competent enough to even penetrate into the pitch. Savalos is down to the pitch, and I think, oh my god, that is a knee to knee contact with Kubo. I hope Savalos is not badly injured. I hope Savalos is not badly injured. Oyarzabal is the man, that captain from Sociedad. I mean, every time he talks to the referee, I mean, their manager Emmanuel Alguacil never gets those complaints, but it is that those talking moments which Oyarzabal gets it time and again. Ancelotti is getting those big wins again. 93 minutes, 15 seconds. The game resumes with the possession given to Sociedad. Process happening. The referee has his eyes on his watch. Rudiger getting those interceptions again inside the box. I mean, look at that. Bellingham, 94 minutes on the watch, is still running high for those center forward attacks. Look at that from Bellingham. I mean, has there been a substitution which Ancelotti has made for Ceballos? Oh my God, Ceballos is looking injured. He is limping off the pitch. Los Blancos, are they down to 10 men because no substitutions has been made? Hope that isn't a big injury for Ceballos. Rodrigo chasing in, trying to get those possession in those attacks. Los Blancos down to 10 men. It is their 5 at the center backs. Diaz is dropping down to the left backs. Only Rodrigo is staying high up on the pitch. With 9 men, can they get those? Mendy inside the box, not getting those clearances. That is a cheap moment from Mendy. That is a cheap moment from Mendy. He could have got those interceptions. He could have got those clearances at least. But no, what is he doing on the pitch? 95 minutes, the game is still ongoing. The game is still ongoing. Sociedad are trying anything and everything to get those positions. The referee has blown the whistle. No, that is a free kick awarded to Los Blancos. That is a free kick awarded to Los Blancos because that tackle made to Rodrigo wasn't that good. I mean, the decisions which this referee has made not that good enough. But those late rusty movements from Mendy, Sociedad players are now complaining to the referee about those penalty decisions which they want for those tackles which they think that Mendy made was something which they need of a penalty, but the referee has blown the whistle and the game has ended. No denying the fact the game has ended. Oh my God, hope this referee hasn't made those bad decisions for today. But the players from Sociedad are complaining the referee about some sort of stoppage type penalties which they want. Man, this referee is bit critical. You can't deny this. This referee at times is bit critical. You can't deny that. So yes, I think that is the final decision, and this game is going to end with a one goal advantage. Los Blancos heading to the second leg, but to talk about this referee, man, he is a menace on the pitch. He is a big menace. For most of the times, he has been seen doing those bad decisions, and he does it so bad. Just look at him. Just look at him. This referee makes those decisions so bad at times. This referee really makes those bad decisions. But for today's game, He hasn't been decent, I would say. Not that bad enough. Yes, the game has ended well. So yes, this referee who was bit involved in those controversies has finally ended this game on a good note, and that ends the mark of this semi-final first leg between the likes of Los Blancos and Sociedad, and all my eyes are just so down with those sleep which I need. But what a game! Los Blancos moving into the second leg of the semi-finals of the Copa del Rey against Real Sociedad with a one-goal lead, and the second leg which will be played at the Santiago Bernabeu. Los Blancos will definitely get those wins out of here. And the previous night, it was the fixtures of Barcelona going on against the likes of Atletico Madrid. It was their home game where the Blaugrana were going those big numbers talking, but in the end, it is the Roger Blancos getting those equalizers. And the second leg, where Barcelona will face Atletico at the Metropolitano, the home of Roger Blancos, as well as in the Champions League, they will get those Benfica, as well as they have got the likes of Las Palmas. It is the likes of Real Sociedad, which they will be facing in the La Liga as well. Benfica, on the other hand, they have got those rest moments because the Liga Portugal has postponed those matches which were going to be played between the Champions League fixtures where Benfica was involved. And Benfica has those got those rest times. Big one, big numbers talking. And for tonight, if you talk about, there was also a game where Benfica and Braga were facing each other. And in that game, on the 90th minute, it is Benfica with the goal of Pavlidis, the man scoring big for Benfica this season, has got that one goal. That is Benfica moving to the Champions League, also got. And on the other hand, apart from this game where Real Madrid with the stats of boosting 14 shots, 5 on target, but Real Sociedad made those 11s. They were making those moves consistently, not getting those big clinical finishings, and nothing happened for them. But in the lineups for them, it was the likes of the Castilla player Takefuso Kubo, Japanese one, who was looking impressive. But that goal from Hendrik, my god, that was a masterclass, that was a marvel. Camavinga was decent, Gula was decent, Sabalos was very good. Vinny Jr. not made those moves. I mean, in the previous fixture as well, Vinicius Jr. wasn't seen making those good moves. I mean, has he been that player who is now performing in the Champions League? Vinny Jr. has to make those moves in the La Liga as well at times. But for the past two games, I'm seeing Vinicius Jr. is not getting those much high race moments in the pitch. Bellingham was the best. He was contributing everything. That first assist which he made to Endrick, and Endrick converting it so beautifully. Masterclass from Endrick, and that was Jude Bellingham getting those class moments with those passes. Garcia on the left back, man marking against Kubo, Arambaru, as well as the likes of Mendes and Oyarzabal in the first half. Garcia did his job so good. Rudiger was, as usual, decent and talking tall. Chouameni has raised his marks high up. I mean, this new year he has been doing it consistent. Asensio on the right backs, I couldn't find why Ancelotti dropped in Asensio. He was doing some decent jobs. He was not letting those passes happening, but Ancelotti changed those and brought in the likes of, I mean, those substitutions which he made, he brought in Vasquez. That was something he would have definitely wanted to get those right wing moments, I think. I mean, to talk about from the defensive aspects, Asensio on the right backs was really looking too decent, but Asensio was not making those moves on the right wings to provide Arda Güler those moves, either to the likes of Endrick as well. That was the thing happening, which Ancelotti, I think, made those moves and dropped Asensio in the second half and brought in the likes of Vasquez. After that, it was all for Real Madrid in the second half because Sociedad with those substitutions in those 60th minutes, they couldn't, they were not able to penetrate the box. They were making those shots, but they were impressive in the first half. In the first half only, not in the second half, and not getting those clinical shots. And in the timeline, this was the moment. You can't deny that. This goal from Endrick, he was the man who struck that first goal in just 15 minutes of the time. That was a marvelous goal. And that second shot, which Endrick also took, that hits the top post, it could have been that second goal as well for him. He has got those 7 goals in 25 matches this season. Most of the matches he hasn't started, just a handful of them, making those sub moments at times. But he has been getting those goals consistently, no denying the fact. That was the move from Endrick, which was the talk of the town for the Los Blancos, and that 1 goal lead they moved to Santiago Bernabeu, the second leg, and definitely they will move to the finals. And on the other hand, we were also having the watch of Liverpool against Newcastle, and Liverpool have now scored 2 goals in 18 consecutive games, 2 plus goals at Anfield, and they have been much doing it so good because the stats over here, they got those 12 shots, 3 on target. That was a bit disheartening, but 2 of them getting those conversions, so Zobslai as well as McAllister. Newcastle, on the other hand, just 3 shots, not performing. And Liverpool, with this Premier League, win over Newcastle, has been on the top spot, very good, and way far from Arsenal to get a hold of it. 13 points lead. My God, this Premier League race is now going too one-sided. No race for Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, Manchester City, Chelsea, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Brighton, nothing happening. And on the other hand, in the Premier League game, also it was Manchester City against Tottenham. Finally, Pep Guardiola's men have been able to take those revenge, those redemptions against Tottenham. And in this game, it was Tottenham, the side where Postecoglou and his men were looking it so good, but they were making those moves as well. They were making those chances as well, because 11 shots which the Hotspurs took, but it was Ederson, the man for Manchester City, who made those saves. Manchester City, with their centre backs not getting those moves, it was the likes of even their new transfers this season, Kusanov, making those moves. Gonzalez was there, Marmoush was there in the starting lineups, but it was Ederson, their man, who just made those big stats counting for him, because Liverpool at the top, but City are now 1 point ahead of Chelsea, all games being played equal. But Nottingham Forest 1 point ahead of City. So citizens will definitely get it past Nottingham Forest or not, or will it be the likes of Chelsea rising it up? But Chelsea have lost all their players to other clubs. They have been made profits by giving their players from the squad to other teams in the winter transfers and getting those loan money to get those profit statements scored. Chelsea not doing their job. Enzo Maresca, I am not impressed at all with his job. Guardiola has got those low backs this season. That is the why they are down. Otherwise, again, this season it was Manchester City and Liverpool in the race, but City has dropped down, losing points, and it is Arsenal who are moving that tortoise race, losing those attackers. Arteta's men down to 10 men at times, not performing well. It is in the Premier League, the story, Manchester City not in that good form. Liverpool are going to get it. It is definitely they are going to, because Jurgen Klopp has handed that good, efficient team to Arne Slot as a prize money to get as a coach or as a manager, and he has been doing it good. But to talk about Liverpool, I would definitely like to have the watch of Chiesa coming in onto the game. For today's game as well, Chiesa wasn't picked. It was the likes of only Wataru Indo and Concha, these two odd men who were made those substitutions. Cody Gakpo is a regular. He was brought in due to substitutions. Jones was brought in, Nunes was brought in, but Indo and Concha getting those characters is what I need for next slot to be happening, as well as with the likes of Chiesa and the likes of Elliot at times. But Manchester City, with this win at the fourth spot, stays over there comfortably on the top four positions in the Premier League. But Premier League race is now looking one-sided. But Manchester United, look at that! Patrick Dorgu getting those red cards, and United getting those win over Ipswich Town 3-2 the margin, but down to 10 men on those 43rd minutes. But looking at this, it is United who got those 10 shots, 6 on target, but Ipswich Town has also got 12 shots. Oh my god, that was something big. And Manchester United in this game, to talk about the best performance, was from the likes of Ipswich Town, Philogen Bedance, but Garnacho, Holland, and Zirkzee in the starting lineups was Manchester United with this lineup looking anything complacent to be doing in. I mean, was that some sort of complacent movements which Ruben Amorim is trying to make, because Dorgu is the man, the signing which they have got this February. Apart from that, Lenny Euro was seen on the centre backs, the new man, and no other changes. Zirkzee, Holland, and Garnacho. It is Ruben Amorim who is now moving to those 3-4-3 consistently with United, but United has to do a lot of hard work this season. Will they get it big or not? Because United, to talk about the table, they are only in the FA Cup. They have Europa League where they will face Real Sociedad. Premier League, they are out of those races. In the FA Cup, they have got Fulham where they will face on the 2nd of March, and that is the round 5. The only expectations which Ruben Amorim's men can make it is in the FA Cup, and yes, they have those two legs against Real Sociedad. That is something which Ruben Amorim's men has in those consolation moves. It is those round of 16 which they will be playing. Can Ruben Amorim's men get those Europa League moves? Are they targeting it? Because in the Premier League, they are down to those races. It is those FA Cup as well as it is those Europa League, which United still has in hand, which they will try to make. No denying the fact about that. And apart from this game, Manchester United, where they got those victories, big win from Ruben Amorim's men. But apart from that, it was the game which happened, and it was the biggest upset. Juventus, Thiago Motta's man, look at that, look at that. It was the defeat, but this game ended in such a bad note for Juventus. My goodness. I mean, in this game, the big man, it was Colomioni who was performing that from Juventus, but in the knockouts, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Juventus are out of the Champions League. In the Supercoppa Italia, they couldn't get those big money. In the Coppa Italia, they are out. In the Serie A table, they are way down. Are Juventus trying to make anything impressive against Thiago Motta? Because Thiago Motta, in his table in the Serie A, he has been getting most of those draws, 13. That is big. But now are at the fourth spot. They will play the Champions League if they continue to get those wins. 12 wins, 13 draws, and 1 loss. But Thiago Motta's men are getting those exits of those big tournaments, prize monies. Will that yield more? Because they will get those transfers next season. Juventus, they are at the fourth spot. Lazio at the fifth. Atlanta has also got those exits from the Super Copas. Coppa Italia's Bologna gave them those upsets. In the Champions League as well, Atlanta got those upsets. The injuries of the players are big concerns for Gasperini, but still in the third spot. But in the race, Inter are at 57 points, whereas Napoli at 56. We are having that game of Inter and Napoli upcoming this week as well. And Juventus at the fourth spot, but AC Milan, Sergio Conceição at seventh spot. But this game where Juventus was up against Empoli, That was something which Empoli has caused those upsets. It was decided on those, I mean, not even on those extra time. The game ended with a 1-1 draw where Empoli had scored the first goal in just 24 minutes, but Juventus getting those equalizers in those 62nd minutes from Thuram. But this game ended on a disaster. What was that? I mean, in the penalty shootout, it was Vlahovic missing that penalty. It was Yildiz missing those penalties. Two of those crucial strikers, which they missed it. Oh my god, it was that man Empoli Vasquez who made those saves, or it was those bad penalty shootout moments. That is for you fans to decide, because Vlahovic missing penalties, you can't accept that. It is hard to digest for Thiago Motta. Kenan Ilde is that man who is on the striking aspects. He is from the Bayern Academy. He is now at Juventus. He missed those penalties, but it is Locatelli and Colomuani who both got those converted. But Empoli, on the other hand, converted four of their penalties at a stretch, and that led to a big disaster for Thiago Motta. I mean, they have got their goalkeeping positions. Perin, the man they have got, I mean, Mattia Perin, the Italian, which Juventus has got from 2021 into the squad, 47 games also he has got. He is 188 centimeters, 32 years of age. He has got those big experiences counting in him, but couldn't save those penalty moments. And in those penalties, it was Luca Maronesi, it was Sessi, as well as Come and Henderson from the likes of Empoli getting those goals. That was a big upset moment from Juventus, and they have got those exits from the Coppa Italia as well. That was all about the matches which we had the watch along for today. And to talk about the matches which we will be having the watch along tomorrow, I mean, night, it was the like of Bologna and Milan, as well as the likes of Sporting, CP, and Gil Vicente. I mean, Bologna and Milan, to talk about them, it is the Serie A round 9 matches. Both of them will be playing. Both Bologna and Milan are in the semi-finals of the, I mean, Coppa Italia. That game, as well as Sporting CP and Gil Vicente, these two games will be watching. And apart from that, on Saturdays and Sundays, the watch along list will be made. So the watch along of Real Madrid and the likes of Real Sociedad ended with Real Madrid getting those wins and moving to the Santiago Bernabeu. But that referee who was in the pitch, no denying the fact, Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez, hope he wasn't, I mean, he doesn't made any of those bad mistakes. That is all from my side, and yes, we will be ending this stream. I'm feeling now a bit sleepy. To stay tuned to FC RAMSAY to have those cheeky peeky links, and as well as those big moments which we come up with those watch alongs. And yes, Hala Madrid once again, and vamos! Blancos moving to the finals is definitely what is happening. Bye guys, and keep going. And yes, do give us those like, share, and subscribe before ending this. Bye bye. Good night.